Hello, everyone, and welcome to Scrap Saturdays. I hope you're all doing well. I'm really pushing here. I was contemplating on not putting up any videos this week because it's just been one of those weeks. How are you guys feeling? I know everywhere around the world is feeling cold. I know there's been like this unusual cold even down south. For us, I mean, honestly, minus 47 has become a staple for the last 2 weeks. And even today, like I pushed myself to go out to yoga, and it's such a transition because I do hot yoga. And when I come back out, my body is just so cold. And you can feel how it's just not healthy for the bones. But I was eating my lunch today, my raw zucchini noodles with my cashew cream sauce and some peas. And I was standing by the window just like purring like a cat, enjoying a little bit of the sunshine that kind of peeks through. So it's quite important for us who live way up north where we don't get a lot of sunshine to begin with, but just to kind of stop and pause and, feel the sun on our face. And so I'm really trying to get these next, maybe I'm going to say 5 videos will be the completion of my autumn kit for Felicity Jane. I do have the Regan kit in-house, yay! But I have not cut up anything or done anything because I want to keep on track with videos, and this was the easiest way. So there's a few things, right? There's a few things I will talk about, something that I think is important. But the first few updates is I changed my mat, as you can see, and I noticed that my lighting kind of changes as my scrapbooking goes on. Like it starts off really bright when I turn off my light, and then it turns into a normal yellow shade of light. And like I said, I'm trying to give you guys the best quality for yourself. So Debbie, thank you. I know you answered me back with my Regan unboxing and told me that the lighting is great. So I went back to my Creative Memories craft. Oh my gosh, it's well loved. But I hope that you enjoy it. And it's just a continuation of that same, photos from our little getaway for our anniversary a long time ago. And then once I finish these next few, the final video for this one will be an album, like putting the layouts into their protective sleeves and putting them directly into the album. So that's what I'm working towards. And then now you'll know for all the other ones, that's how I store and what I do, because I do get a lot of questions like that. And again, I don't know if anyone's watching and they want to know how I create those pocket little journaling pockets that I do. There is a video that I did with the autumn kit preparation that shows you how to do that. And so, yeah, that's just pretty much it. So I'm going to try my best to get back into my routine. But right now, this January focus has been for me a focus of self-love. It's been a focus of really, really swallowing my own advice. And I see all of your comments, and I love you guys dearly. First and foremost, thank you so much. And, the biggest thing that happened this week, and I know that Kelly did a whole spread about, what she's going through with her mom. And I think Laura Whitaker is also writing down, her weeks or the things that happens that are the most amazing events of the week. And one of the things she talked about too was the Oprah speech at the Globe Awards. I think that's what it was. I don't have cable, so I don't really watch television, but I get enough media feed on my cell phone with the few choices that I do have there. And so when I woke up in the morning and I saw that the whole buzz was surrounded, by the speech that Oprah had given, I did pause in the morning to go and listen to her. And I was doing my hair in the bathroom as I was listening to her. And one of the huge favorite TV shows that I grew up watching with my mom, aside from Three's Company and Dallas and Knots Landing, was Oprah. She would come on at 4:00. And she is this huge beacon and pioneer in so many ways. And I remember when Oprah had first talked about the sexual abuse that had happened to her. And I remember watching with my mom, and it was the first little tidbits of breaking silence. And that's what Oprah was really known for. I mean, now she's very spiritual and very guru-like. But when she first started, she really broke the mold on truth-telling. And I realized that a long time ago, and that's why I believe so much that telling your truth is so healing. It's for damn sure scary. Yeah, it is, because the judgment comes in and people around you, nobody shares their truth, so you think you're alone. You think you're alone because you start to think, my house is the only house that feels like this, or my upbringing was the only upbringing like this. And again, it's the social media mark of everyone standing there, perfect, and perfect some more, right? And then how are you supposed to tell your story when everything around you is happening? When is the right time to break that silence? Where is the breaking point? For my mom, it was 2 years ago. And I thought, it's really sad because the movement is now coming, and I know she would be so proud to stand by the courageous people. And I know it starts with Hollywood, and I know that it starts with little steps and baby steps, and all of a sudden it's #MeToo. And on my Instagram, I did put a picture up of my mom, and I told her that the movement is here, Mom. The movement is here. Awareness towards the abuse of women and the power of men over women. Too little, too late for my mom. And so what do I want to translate for you? Because I can still speak for my mom, but it won't heal her anymore. It will heal me. And I hope that it heals you. And I hope that even though I know so many of you say, Monica, this resonates with me, you're speaking to me, I am speaking to you. And our stories are different, but our pain is the same. Our pain is the same. Our confusion is the same. Our truth is the same. And it's so hard to find the right time to speak up and say something about that truth. And the first few times that I had the courage, at work, few little places, I would just slide in that my father was an alcoholic. And I'd get maybe 2 or 3 people in the room. Yeah, mine too. Or I survived a husband who was an alcoholic. Something like that. I would stare at them, but I would leave it at that. Because most of them would come and sugarcoat it and be like, yeah, but, my dad was an alcoholic and it was horrible to grow up with that, but he wasn't abusive. So I told partial truths. Yeah, I know, I understand. Because coming out and telling the truth that my father was not only alcoholic, which to live with an alcoholic person is huge onto itself, just that portion of it. A functioning, everyday, going to work alcoholic is huge. Throw in that he was physically abusive, verbally abusive, mentally abusive. Whole other ball game. Whole other truth. Whole bunch of silence. It's scary. I've held back for many, many years. And it's not just because of this movement or just because of the media or just because it's becoming so popular to #MeToo or because. It's truly because when you say your truth and you break free of that, no one can hold you hostage of it anymore. No one can tell you that it's weird or that it's wrong. No one has to tell you any of it because you already know all of that. You already know that you shouldn't live in a home that does that to you. You already know that you're worth so much more and you shouldn't be allowing anyone to talk to you like that. You already know that the real world, nobody should come home and be scared to be home. But how do you tell your truth and when do you do that? And I think for me, as I look at these pictures of myself and Alan, it was because he already knew my truth. So that was step one. He knew what I had gone through as a small child. He knew that I had hidden in closets, protected my siblings, taking beatings for everyone in the house, making sure everyone was safe, sacrificing myself to protect the other ones so that they would never feel what I was feeling. Because that's the nature of who I am. I would rather take everything, hold it in, protect you, but not say a word until I finally did. And that's when the healing started. And that's the Monica that sits here in front of you. That's why I sound so strong. Because nobody has anything to hold ransom over me. Because my truths are out there. My truths have set me free. It's not my fault what happened to me. Absolutely not. Like it's nobody's fault out there. It's not your fault. Although we felt years, we didn't know where to turn or who to speak to or how to come back and say anything to anyone because truths are so scary, but secrets destroy us. Hiding things, pretending that things are okay, excusing others for their continuous bad behavior. But when we stand up together, we're stronger. When we tell our truths together, we're invincible. When we break our silence, there's nothing else yammering on in our head every night anymore. It's gone. There's no power to it. And so I don't know everything that's going on in your homes, and this is not my reality anymore either. That's the best part of all of this, is that slowly and surely, one truth at a time, this is my reality now. This is my truth. My truth is that my name is Monica, and I am a strong, independent, happy, fun-loving woman. I am a mother. I am a sister. I'm a wife. I'm a lover. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a scrapbooker. I love to dance in the kitchen. I love the sun and the beach. I miss my mom dearly. And I wish that I could go back in time and there could be a movement that could change something for her. I wish that she had had the courage to have changed her life, to have gone, but her story is so much more complex than just leaving my dad. And I will get to that too in the future when I start scrapbooking stuff about my mom, because that's one of the projects I have for this year. Living with an alcoholic, narcissistic, controlling, abusive man doesn't always afford someone a way out. So sometimes I may sound like it's such an easy path to get out, but it really isn't. Neither was mine. I'm now 40. It wasn't just yesterday that my truth set me free. It's been years of truth telling. Some people approach you and they're happy to share, and other people still will look at you with a weird face and judge you, and you have to be prepared for both sides. Both sides. And so as always, my friends, as always, thank you for allowing me to share my truths here with you. Thank you for letting me read your truths in the comments, for being brave enough, for telling me that you've left homes, that you sit by your moms, that you fight for your children, that you fight for your marriages, that you fight for yourselves, just yourselves, which is number one and the most important. Thank you for allowing me to speak freely because it heals me, and you need to find an outlet that allows you the same thing, that allows you to speak freely. Tell your truths. Stand up together. We are all in this. Absolutely what Oprah said. Remember, the more we stand together, we stand united. No one else will ever have to say, me too. I love the way that this layout turned out. I love that I was able to incorporate so many repetitive pictures, but I just needed to get it done, right? Just needed to get it done. So I'm down to stamping. I see that my head is totally in the way, but that's okay. It's raw and real here on Scrap Saturdays. Raw and real. Make time, my friends. Take time for yourself. Whether it's for scrapbooking today, for dancing in your kitchen, for a session of yoga, or to connect with an old friend and just sit there and say, hey, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? Make time. Take time. Because as you know, this hobby heals. And I will see you all very, very soon.